everyone, I'm Gemma Beall and welcome to Attaining the Second Cognition. Last week I did a video called Reasons to Share, and in the video I had a contribution from our friend Krystal. When I was going through and editing the audio, one of the things that stood out to me was when she said, "We need to learn to keep our hands to ourselves." Today I spent most of my Gemma time, outside of work hours, contemplating this, and I want to share with you my insights. But before I get started, I want to make a point that reinforces the topic in the video Reasons to Share. Now, Krystal's only been on her path for a very short time, and although I'm personally not measuring her level of awareness to mine, I do know from personal communications with her that she doesn't see or didn't see how what she had to share would be beneficial to others. That is, until I gave her the assignment to share. I will tell you right here and right now, folks, what she shared inspired me greatly, and I hope to enhance her insights with my own. Never for a second think that your insights and your words cannot or will not inspire something in others, no matter how short of a time you've been on your path. In my book, The Energy Experience, I talked about how we give our particles of our soika away to others without us even realizing it. We've also shared in many places, both through books and videos, how we give our emotional energies away. In the book that Endell's currently working on, No Trespassing, he will be going into further details about how we trespass on others, not only with our hands and our words, but with our energies. Hands can be considered a metaphor for the many ways that we trespass on others. For this topic, though, I'm going to focus on our energies, whether they are emotional energies or our soika energies. In my Start Thinking Like a Soika video, I talked about how we expend our energies, whether it is giving it away to others or using it up, and this is going to be paramount to this discussion. To start, I'm going to have to explain energy in the manner in which I understand it. I know this might go over a lot of people's heads, and I'm not trying to go over anyone's head, but I don't know who knows what or who understands what in this area, so if you have any questions or any points you would like further clarified, please use the comment section to ask your questions. Some of this information that I will be sharing with you might be scary or cause fear, but I'm not sharing this to scare anyone or invoke fear in anyone. I'm sharing this to inform, because only the informed can do something to change what's going on without our knowledge and or consent. In my book, The Energy Experience, I go into details about energy and how our consciousness is a different kind of energy, but the physical form has an energy flow that has a current of moving energy that goes through the form. This energy flow is how we take in and emit our emotional energies to others, most of the time without us realizing we do this. Our soika energies are used up and or depleted by being sent out on this energy current because we do not know not to give that part of ourselves away to others. In my book, I explained an experience I had with soul retrieval, a New Age modality, and what I learned about the soika particle exchanges we do with others through our lifetime and lifetimes, and how we carry those particles throughout many different incarnations. This particle exchange, by the way, doesn't just happen with other people. It happens with ideas, religions, cultures, beliefs, etc. About a year and a half ago, I started writing a book called Calling All Healers. I got about 120 pages into the book and stopped writing for various reasons, but the main reason is because people just aren't ready for what I reveal in the book. What's in the book is not my opinion. It is direct knowing from direct experiences on my path. I do want to share with you a passage from this book because it's relevant here, and I ask that you consider this information deeply before forming an opinion about it. Here's the passage. As Crew told me a long time ago, realities are held in place by the emotional energies of people, and as long as one person emotionally, energetically, feeds that reality, the reality will continue to exist, and the person feeding that reality will still be a part of the reality. It sounds simple. Stop feeding the reality with your emotional energies and you cease being a part of that reality, but it's not that simple. When you extract your soika from one reality, you carry an energetic component of that reality because the reality was created with the intent for the believer to carry that energetic tie to the reality even when they walk away from the doctrine. Removing yourself and your energetic tie to that reality is what's required. That means not only removing the energy that you fed to that reality, but removing the energetic seed that the reality fed to you when you made your dedication. Many people have emotionally disconnected themselves from these religious doctrines, but that does not mean that removing the energetic seed you received in your dedication isn't still buried in the layers of your soika and your form. There are many realities, religious doctrines. There are many realities and religious doctrines created with the intent that any person that ascribes to a belief in the doctrine, their energies are co-opted as an energy source to keep that reality alive. Even when you walk away from actively participating in the reality, until you remove the intent of the energy you absorbed into your soika when you embrace the doctrine, you are still carrying an energetic tie to that reality, and you still energetically feed your energies to that reality. This is why religions require you to dedicate yourselves to their doctrines. The dedication is you willingly giving your energetic contribution to that reality and willingly taking their energetic control seat into your being and making it a part of you. I don't know if you understand the magnitude of this information, but you need to realize it if you have any intent on freeing yourself from servitude of these doctrines. I later continue. These religions and religious doctrines draw you in by the intent placed in the energetic walls of their reality to give you a feel-good jolt of energy and give you soothing words to your hapim. They feed you, in turn you have to feed it, either by dedication of your soika or dedication of your worship energy or dedication of your money. You are having to pay for admittance to a reality that has you completely blind to its ill intent, and in the end you do not really get anything out of it other than slavery. This is why you must extricate yourself from these divine doctrines, because they do not serve your soika in any way, they only take from it. In becoming a sovereign consciousness, your soika is the only master you have, and you are never a slave. Helping others doesn't have to be servitude, it can be an act of generosity without strings, a choice versus an obligation. That is a difference in mentality of being a sovereign and being a servant. When you reclaim your sovereignty over your soika, you begin to create your own reality, and you are the only person that energetically feeds that reality. But you aren't feeding a fat pig your power. You're feeding nourishment into your reality creation like you would feed nourishment to your child. Your reality is wholly yours. When you are looking to create a new reality, you have to have the knowledge of how realities are created and how realities are maintained, or else your reality will fall to pieces from neglect. In order to be a partner in your reality creation, you must first be a creator, and if you cannot create your own reality without bringing the taint of control from another reality, you will be in no way prepared to contribute your energies to a new and completely different reality. When you are doing your healing work, your energetic influence and your intent goes into the energy you are sending to others. If your consciousness is bound to a reality as a slave, you are in essence perpetuating that slavery to the person you are doing the energy work on. In order for you to become a more effective healer, you have to be a sovereign in your own soika and your healing work, because the healing work you are doing is creating a reality of health and vitality to the person that you're working on. This reality cannot be healthy if it has a hidden energetic intent of slavery. In the same token, you cannot remove energetic bindings of slavery from the other person if you yourself are still bound in chains. Healing takes place in freedom, not bondage. These passages are written from the standpoint of healing, but they're not limited to just healing. The main premise I want you to take away from this is how you dole out your soika energies to others and to beliefs. Everyone does this until they become consciously aware enough to not do this. The way the typical human functions is that we give our energies, whether they are emotional or our soika energies, away to others through our interactions with them. It can be a positive interaction or it can be a negative interaction, but we give our particles away. Our connections with others should be like a handshake. When we are shaking hands, we are connected, but the moment our hands part ways, so does our energies. This information is something that I personally feel every human on the planet should be aware of, not only to keep your hands to yourself, so to speak, but for your protection. I don't know if you know what an adept is. By definition, an adept is someone very skilled or proficient at something. The term adept is used by Freemasons, mystery school people, theosophists, and just about anyone in an occult tradition to denote a person that is very skilled at manipulating energies. I would be considered an adept because of my knowledge and abilities to work with energies. However, I do not refer to myself as that simply because I have the impeccability to not abuse the energies to control others. Most of the Freemasons and mystery school and theosophist adepts do not have this impeccability from my experience. You will see in theosophy that they talk about black magicians versus white magicians to denote that the person either does bad things or good things with their energy manipulation. The peace meditations that are held daily for world peace they tout to the world is that it is white magic, but I will tell you this, also from experience, it's black magic. One of these days I might share exactly how I know this. There are a few things I want to leave you with for this presentation. I want you to consider the following questions within yourself and with your Soika, as these will be topics for future videos. What's the difference between intention and intent? Do I give my Soika particles away to other people without my knowledge? Have I given my Soika particles away to false realities? Are the particles I've given away being used for purposes that I do not approve? When I realized what I'm sharing with you now, I stated my personal Soika intent to not give my Soika particles nor my emotional energies away to others unless I make the conscious choice to do so, and that my emotional or Soika energy particles could not be taken and used without my express permission. This is something you might want to consider doing, folks. I want to thank everyone for joining us this evening, and thank you to all of our subscribers and everyone who's very supportive of the work that we're doing. I'm Gemma Beall. Thank you for watching Attaining the Second Cognition, and until next time, stay the course and don't give up on yourself.